Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Glasses on today, so also rear view mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D. What up?
Glasses also on today.
I am wearing glasses today.
Holler.
Yep, I'm wearing glasses, spectacles.
All right. Well, there's something I've wanted to discuss for a while up here.
Oh, is that?
And
Ooh.
it's not Tyler's water. It's Denzel's water.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who don't Yeah. For those who don't know, a while ago now, Denzel and his family put out pictures.
Yep.
It's Denzel, and I believe even his lady put something. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Put something out, and they wanted the world to know that Denzel was baptized.
Yes, he was.
And I think there's something else to it. I think he was being
he was ordained.
I was gonna say, I believe he was ordained. I just want to pull it up to accurately quote this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It says here, Denzel gets baptized and earns his minister's license.
Sure does.
Um,
I'm sorry, but this made me laugh. And no disrespect to Denzel, I'm sure him being a minister is lovely. It's just random.
and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because the Washingtons are very private. And I feel like why the world needed to know this.
Well, the Washingtons are private, but Denzel is not necessarily super private about himself. And he proved that to us when he went on his press tour for Gladiator 2. He did a lot of talking. He did a lot of chatting. He was very open. He talked about a lot of things. He talked about his drug use. He talked about his alcoholism. He talked about the only thing he really didn't talk about, and I think this is what you're onto, he didn't talk about like the relationships with his family or things like that. He didn't really get into like the personal ins and outs of his family dynamics and his dynamic with his wife. But and I mean, I don't think he needs to get into the dynamic with his wife, because I think he's also very open about their like the way they communicate and whatnot. But yeah, this I kind of expected him to share, because as of late he's been telling us all the business. I feel like he's getting ready to drop a memoir or something, honestly.
Well, that's where I was headed. I was gonna say, is this a rollout? Because we don't usually know what's going on in Denzel's personal business. So it's like, let me be clear, I'm not mad Denzel did this, and I'm not mad he shared it. I am mad I dropped my phone. I'm not mad or disappointed. I just was confused, like, well, why are you showing this to us? Because it didn't, I understand people share things when they're proud, right? But this didn't come off like, to me anyway, like, oh man, I'm so happy and proud that I did this thing. It came off like, all right, I need to see this.
This
Because
is what we did on Tuesday.
right. And that's what I'm like, but that's not Denzel. So that's so interesting to me that, like, why are you sharing this with us? And so I'm like, is it a rollout? Is it that we about to see the Church of Denzel and this is the first ad for it?
So I think a couple of things could be happening here. I think that, I don't know why I believe that he's preparing for a memoir or something like that, or some sort of biopic or something like that. I feel like he's creating a lot of buzz around his personal self.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that happen in the near future. He just turned 70, I think this week or last week. He's, I guess in a sense, feeling free. And
Okay.
he's also an actor in Hollywood and has been an actor for a really long time. So wouldn't be surprised if there's something attached to this. Or maybe
Right.
it's just
That's my question.
on the other side of it, though. I think it could kind of be a response to one, his openness, almost like a matter of damage control, because he came out and he gave a lot of information about himself that we didn't know, and all of it wasn't pretty, as I just
Right.
described. Um, I couldn't help but wonder if this is like a cleanup. Not that Denzel needs a cleanup, because I
I don't think
honestly
so.
feel like he said these things publicly, and no one really batted an eyelash. No one really said, "Man, he was an alcoholic," or like he wasn't at home with his
We all
children,
were just
or
like Black Panther 3, you say.
right. People heard what they wanted to hear. Not only did they hear Black Panther 3, but they heard all of these other life gems that he was giving out, right? Everybody was like, oh my gosh, Denzel should be my therapist. Look at all these things he's saying. But nobody was actually talking about the bullshit he was saying that he had done in his life. And not
Right.
that long ago. Around the same time, we start getting people talking about the fact that they don't think that him and his son are in good standing. And then he does this interview. I forget who he did the interview with. I want to say maybe it was Vanity Fair or Variety or one of them. But that's where all this stuff comes out about his drinking habit, his drug habit, and all that stuff. He's been sober for like a decade now or something like that. But then you start to wonder, oh, well, if Denzel already wasn't home because Hollywood actor, and when he was home, he was drinking himself under the table, and there's all these things that he's revealing about himself. It does make you wonder, right? Is his relationship actually strained with his son? Because that's easy to fathom, right? So part of me, on the other side of it, if this is not a rollout, I kind of feel like it's almost like a quiet, like cleanup. Like, let's just
Okay.
sweep things up a little bit. I'm not saying that him becoming a minister or being baptized is not genuine. I just feel like the sharing part of it, maybe it's kind of like, let them see that too.
Right. That
Balance
makes
the
sense.
scales a little bit, so that it doesn't look like he's a bad man, and his kids hate him, which I
Right.
don't think anyone thinks that far, but I do
I don't
think
think so
that there
either.
was a lot of speculation over the last couple of months about his relationship with John David. So, and some of it I just chalked up to John David has always spoken very highly of his, because a lot of people made the argument that he would primarily speak about his mom on the red carpet. I think Denzel also shaped that narrative, but then you got to ask yourself why. Why did he do that? But whenever Denzel used to talk about John David specifically, he would say his kids were always interested in TV and movies because of their mom. He said it was never really him. And
Right.
I'm inclined to believe that, because Denzel is so so disinterested, or at least comes across so disinterested in like what he actually does. He's really just like the rest of us, where he's like, yeah, that's my job. I do it.
Right.
I get paid for it. And that's it. He doesn't want all of the pomp and circumstance that comes along with it.
Yeah, it's never seemed like that was what he wanted.
Right. So I think that this could also be that. I think that this could also very well be just, let's smooth it over. It's already quiet, but just in case anybody wants to bring this back up later, let's smooth it over. Let's go get baptized and and I don't know what he wants to do. And maybe because of the fact that he just turned 70, he's looking back on his life, and maybe he's thinking about the mistakes that he's made. Maybe he decided that this was the thing to do. I don't know. He sounds like a man who's preparing for retirement but not quite ready to do it yet.
Well, and that's why I'm asking, is it a rollout? Because it seems like that's what's coming next. based on this post. But maybe our speculation and fodder is absolutely wrong. Time will tell.
Maybe. Yeah. Or it won't.
Yeah.
You never find out.
Right. Well, something we did find out
Uh-huh.
is Doechii dropped a video.
She did.
Doechii dropped a video for Denial is a River,
Mm-hmm.
and we seen it.
We did. I thought it was very,
So
very well done. Oh, sorry.
please.
I thought it was very well done. Um, it was a visual experience, if you will. Um, I always love good cinematography. They kind of they modeled it after, at least part of it after Family Matters, the Family
Right.
Matters intro. That's what we've been seeing for the last couple of weeks, which I think is ironic considering Jaleel White just came out and said all those things about Family Matters, and this is
I
not.
think that's why it happened.
Oh, I don't know. I assume this was in production before Jaleel White made his comments.
Uh,
It's because that was only a couple weeks ago.
Fair point.
But what I will say is, I didn't even think about this before, but then when I saw Doechii's version, this is not the first time people have used that same intro
Who
for
else?
promotion or some sort of media play.
Okay, who else?
Joe Budden did this.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Joe Budden did this several years ago for his podcast, back when he had different co-hosts.
Okay.
He did this as like a little rollout. I think it was a rollout for their tour, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I bring it up because the point that I'm trying to make, and I don't want to make the whole conversation about Jaleel White, but I do want to make the point that that intro is iconic.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
absolutely.
reason why people use it. So the comments he made, it just makes the comments even more ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. But neither here nor there. I just wanted to call that out because I immediately remembered that this was done before, and I was like, and I don't know if Joe Budden is the only person who did it, but that's the only one that I can remember.
Okay.
But I thought it was cool. I thought she did her thing. I thought she made her point. I really thought it was cool. I saw a Breakfast Club interview that she did where she confirmed that Denial is a River was inspired by Wendy Williams.
Okay.
Y'all can go and look that up and check that out to see what the connection is there. But yeah, and she shares a story about a similar situation she was in. So to the situation that happened on the Wendy Williams show. So I thought this was cool. I think Doechii is killing it. We already know that I love the album. And I thought this was a great way to show her creativity. I thought it was really creative. I thought it was very much her personality, at least the personality that comes across to us.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was very creative. As a fan of the album, a fan of the song, it was cool to see a video. I also want to say I think the marketing was great. It kept coming across like, is she doing a show? Is she doing a music video?
Yeah.
What is going on? And it increases your curiosity and the build up for the release. So I think that was a really smart way to market it, very cool way to market it. I think that it was a dope visual. You can see the money that TDE is putting into Doechii, and I think that that says a lot as well because yeah, we know TDE goes hard for their artist, but we also see that they're really pushing Doechii. So I think this video is more proof of that because we can see the quality of this video. This is not like just one guy walking around with a phone, and that's it, like when they blew up the set, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was great the way they did it. It's set up almost like a live studio audience type of show, just like those 90s sitcoms were. So it is both nostalgic and fresh at the same time. And I think that was a really cool way to do it. I just love everything that Doechii is doing. And I think the fact that TDE is now the machine behind her, I think we'll only continue to see more of these dope visuals and see Doechii on big stages.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm just happy for Doechii, and as a Doechii fan, I'm definitely hype about the video. I think it's a great visual. I'm curious to see what comes next.
Same.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And speaking of what comes next, Hip Hop DX has a list out that we thought was interesting, and they say these are the. Let me make sure I quote it correctly here. Yeah. So this is Hip Hop DX and Uprock's list. It says the most anticipated rap albums of 2025. Now I want to be clear before I say any of the things on this list. I don't know that all these albums are coming out in 2025. Maybe Hip Hop DX and Uprocks do, but I don't have any confirmation. I haven't seen any dates for
Yeah.
any of these things.
Hmm.
So we're gonna speculate and discuss our thoughts on these projects.
Hmm.
But I just want the audience to know we don't know for a fact that all of these albums are coming out. Me and Dash, again, perhaps these people do, but we do not know for sure
Right.
that these albums are coming out. So their list is J. Cole, The Fall Off is the first one.
Mhm.
ASAP Rocky, Don't Be Dumb. Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out.
Oh, it's coming out?
I know that's why I started. That's why I started
I'm
that way.
kidding, but yeah.
Mac Miller, Balloonerism.
Okay.
Lil Wayne, The Carter Six.
Okay.
Baby Keem, Child with Wolves.
Okay.
Kanye West, Bully. Nas and DJ Premier, to be announced.
I feel like Nas and DJ Premier are reliable. And I feel like Kanye is so unpredictable that he put it out even if it wasn't supposed to be put out.
Oh, see, I feel the total opposite.
I feel like Kanye just be like, man, I really want to put this album out in May 2025. And then, there's things are not approved or the songs are not finished or whatever. And he's like, it's May 2025. Let's put the album out. Let's go to an arena and preview the album. And then let's put it out and change it later. That's what he did, what, last year?
Oh,
Remember when he put out the unfinished album?
yes, I do. That was last year, 2024, correct?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was beginning of 2024. So I feel like those are probably the most reliable out of that list. I don't really know a lot about Baby Keem and ASAP. I don't know a whole lot about his music. Now J. Cole, I don't know. I feel like J. Cole is gearing up to do something.
Right.
But J. Cole moves to the beat of his own drum. So whatever he's doing right now could just be the thing he wants to do right now. It doesn't necessarily mean he's in the middle of a rollout. So I don't know.
I think this whole list, except for Mac Miller, because Mac Miller is a posthumous album, correct?
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's why I didn't really
Yeah.
say anything
So
there because I don't.
I think this whole list minus Mac Miller moves to the beat of their own drum. Lil Wayne does not drop albums all the time. Baby Keem is an exception because he's a new artist and he's Kendrick's artist. So I don't have enough data on Baby Keem. But everybody else, Nas, Kanye, Wayne, Clips, ASAP, Cole, they don't we don't really be knowing with these folks. So I don't know that we could take it to the bank that any of these albums are dropping this year.
Yeah.
Nas and Premier teased an album mad months ago when they dropped one song together.
Yeah.
I don't know that this album is coming out for real. I don't know when this album is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Nas is kind of like what you said about Kanye, where Nas had just announced tomorrow, hey, album in a month, and start doing promo and dropping videos. That's how new Nas, quote unquote, kind of works. Um, I don't know what's going on with Cole and the fall off. Cole has been talking about the fall off since like 2017. So yeah, he's talked about it more as of late, but I don't know that the fall off is coming this year. I'm not an ASAP fan. I do know ASAP has been in the studio. ASAP has been working on new music, but I don't know much more than that. The Clips, we even spoke about up here that Pusha said the album is done. We're just finishing the last couple things, waiting on the last couple features. And that's cool, but I don't know that that album is coming out. I would love for it to come out. Let me be clear. I
Was
would
that
love
a long time
for.
ago too?
I think that was like November,
Oh, I
so
just
not
feel
that
like
long
they've
ago.
been talking about this Clips album for a really long time.
Yeah, ever since like the summer or whatever it was when they played that song at the Louis Vuitton thing.
Was that this summer or last summer?
Oh, maybe it was last summer.
I swear it was 2023 and not 2024. That's why I'm like, I feel like we've been talking about Clips putting out an album since before any of the Kendrick and Drake beef happened. I feel like we were talking about a Clips album coming when Drake's last album came out, which was 2023.
You might be right.
And we were sitting right here on this blue couch, like I'm
Yeah, I'm
not
about to say because we weren't even doing weeknights yet, so you
right.
could be
We were
right.
doing that other show. So
That other show, yeah, you're right.
yeah.
All right, yeah. I mean, listen, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Well, but Pusha did say that in the fall. So, um, yeah. As far as Wayne, I don't. I think it would behoove Wayne to drop it soon, with all of the media circuit, all of the media buzz he has going on, and the way that he did, such a highly, um, what's the word I want to look for? I don't know the word I want to look for right now, but he did a song with Corday that was really well received.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he has that and all the other things that have been going on. We know in February he's got Wheezy Day, and all that coming. I think it would be a great time for Wayne to drop an album. He's on a run, and so I think that would be really smart. But I don't know that this album is coming out either. Wayne doesn't drop every year. And I think with Kanye, you just never know. I don't think Kanye's coming if I had to put money on it because Kanye just dropped 2 albums last year.
Yeah, but Kanye doesn't care about timelines. That's my
I don't
only
think
thought.
I don't think Kanye has the work ethic to put out a 3rd album so soon.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Remember, they dropped 2 albums, him and Ty Dolla $ign last year in 2024. I don't think we're getting a 3rd Kanye album in less than a year.
Okay.
And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'll come back here and say it. I'm just giving my thoughts. I don't think Kanye's dropping an album that soon.
And I know you mentioned Wheezy Day. I don't even think we know what that's going to look like anymore because of recent events in New Orleans.
I think they'll be fine by then.
Okay.
They also, because the city itself is, 1, resilient, and 2, they have a lot happening in February
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to allow what happened, as tragic as it is. I don't think the city is going to allow what happened to bring things to a screeching halt. I think one thing about New Orleans is they are resilient, they are strong, and they are going to push forward and continue to do what they do. So I hear you, and I don't think you're wrong. I just think that that city is too strong and has been through too much
Mm-hmm.
to just allow what happened to stop everything that they have lined up for the month of February.
I got you.
Yeah. But of those albums, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Probably the fall off.
Okay.
Um, I'd be curious to know what Eclipse album sounds like today. It's been a while.
Right.
Um,
It's been many moons.
yeah, and I hesitate to talk about it because I just feel like it's really annoying when we have to keep hearing about an album that's coming and it doesn't come. It's just like, then wait till you're ready to release it and then tell us, because
Oh man, I was just gonna push back the Mad Hatter release date.
my because my excitement for it diminishes over time if you keep telling me it's coming, and then it doesn't come. It's like, what, we're waiting for nothing. So I would rather, there's a reason why we advertise things closer to the date that it will
Right.
launch. It just makes more sense.
Well, that's how I feel about the fall off. That's why I said J. Cole has been talking about that since like 2017.
Fair enough. And that is true. I don't know why.
Or
Maybe
maybe
because
2019.
maybe because maybe it's different for me because J. Cole is actually actively doing other things. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the Clips is actively doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to be rude or anything. I'm just, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there's really any activity there outside of, hey, we have an album coming.
Right.
Whereas J. Cole just put out new music. J.
Mm-hmm.
Cole just did a show
Right.
that he shared with, his fans. J. Cole just put out an audio series, J. Cole
Mm-hmm.
released music in the past year. Like, it's not like he's been dormant and now we've just been waiting on something that didn't come. At least he's giving us something in the meantime to hold us over.
I
So
think that.
Clips is not doing that. They're just
No.
telling us an album is coming and then not giving us an album. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go do whatever it is I need to do and
Right.
mind my business. And then when y'all are ready, when y'all get your shit together, come let us know.
I
And I'll
got you.
be
It
there.
was 20. I just checked. It was 2018. Cole dropped KOD, and it speaks about the fall off. Um,
Yeah, so it has been a
still,
long time.
still, still. Yeah, I'm about to say still quite some time ago though. Yeah, I feel you. I feel like, to be honest, as much as I want a Cole and Eclipse album, I'm way more curious, and I'm way more hungry for the Nas and Premier album. That album has been teased and talked about and
Yeah,
wanted since the 90s.
yeah,
So if we're finally gonna really get the Nas and Premier album, I want it. I want it bad.
yeah. No, that's gonna be an exciting one too. But like you said, I feel like most of these, what we know is that something is coming.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know when.
Right.
And after a while, I get distracted, and my patience. I take my
Right, because y'all, we
elsewhere.
don't even know the release date for any of these, but we do know January 14th. Miss Carter is dropping some.
Beyonce said, "Listen, when I got something to say, I'm gonna say it."
That's it. I
And
mean,
some of y'all could take Beyonce's advice in that sense, where it's just like, she loves the rollout. Don't get me wrong. Like, she will make you wait for it. It's not like, but she's not gonna make you wait that long.
Right.
And once she starts the rollout, if you're
It's
paying
rolling.
attention, it's rolling. So she too
Facts.
is not someone who in recent years has just gone completely stagnant.
No, quite the opposite.
Right. We just saw her at a football game. Like, she's not gone. She's
Right.
around. So
Absolutely.
it's easy to wait and anticipate because in your mind, you know she's gonna deliver.
Yeah, and if Beyonce drops first quarter, especially if it's an album, I doubt it will be. I think it's a single. But if Beyonce drops an album first quarter, yeah, she'll wait second, third, fourth quarter.
Well, we don't know what it is, and it's looking more and more like a tour.
We'll see.
We'll see. I don't know. I've never seen Beyonce. Maybe this will be the first time I see Beyonce. Well, that's
Ooh,
not
give
true.
us that rent money.
That's that's not true. I've seen Beyonce perform once, and she performed like 2 songs, but that was at the beginning of her career. I haven't seen her since she's Beyonce, the Beyonce that we know today. So,
Gotcha.
anyway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time, and we're out of topics. And so we will see y'all tomorrow. This has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.